Welcome to ACF, the online platform for GATE Agriculture Engineering. And this is all about me. Hence, whenever the flow takes place between the pipes, then there is some head loss due to the friction. And that head loss is equal to 4FL square by 2GD, where F is nothing but fanning friction factor. Here you can see that I have written the formula in two ways. 4FL square by 2GD is equal to F dash L square by 2GD. F dash and F, there are these two are different terms and very little difference between these both terms. So you clearly have to understand that difference, because many times we will do mistakes if we are not able to understand that difference. Darcy friction factor is our F dash, means Darcy friction factor is equal to 4 into Fanning's factor. Fanning's factor is F. Simply F is written, that is our Fanning friction factor, and F dash is written, means that is Darcy friction factor, and Darcy friction factor is 4 times of Fanning's friction factor. That is the simple logic, and you have to remember this formula. I will show you in next slides its application, so you remember this formula. Now you can see this question. Here it is given the velocity of 1.6 meter per second and the diameter of 4 centimeter and the length of 100 meter, and assuming that the coefficient of friction for pipe is 0.005 and the acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 and head loss it is asking. So simply coefficient of friction is given, that is 0.005. So you can simply apply the head loss is equal to 4FL V square by 2CD, and F value is given, L value is given, velocity is given to ZD. You can simply put, you will get your answer 3.26 meter. See the next question asked in 1990. Here the question is looking little bit lengthy, but genuinely it is very easy if you keep patience and try to understand the question. Here it is saying that the pump discharges 920 liters per minute at a head of frictional head loss due to 1000 meter pipe, long pipe diameter is 150 mm, frictional factor is 0.01, static head is 75 and the dynamic head is 4.2 kg per centimeter square, and pump efficiency is 70%, motor efficiency 84%, drive efficiency 100%, and the pump operated for 25 hours per year. So each and every data you clearly first written, and what we have to calculate, you can clearly see here, determine the annual consumption of electricity by motor, means electricity consumption we have to calculate. So first thing we should do, that we should calculate the how much power consumed. For calculating the power consumption of power, we should calculate the total head, because all of us know that power is nothing but it is rho g h, means it is pressure into discharge, and discharge value is given here in the question, that is 920 liters per minute. And so we will calculate the pressure, we will try to calculate the pressure, and for calculating the pressure we will first calculate the total head. You can clearly see here that velocity is nothing but velocity is equal to discharge by area, means Q by A. So area is pi by 4 d square. Here you can see that the diameter is given 150 mm. So area is pi by 4 d square, and you will calculate the velocity, that is 0.86 meter per second. After that you can calculate the frictional head loss due to friction, that is 4FL V square by 2ZD. And it has given in the question that static head loss is also given in the question, that is 75 meter. So you will add this 75 meter with the dynamic head loss and frictional head loss. After this we will calculate the SHP, because for SHP it is nothing but the total power we have consumed divided by its efficiency. So you will divide the efficiency by, efficiency is given here, that is 70%. So you can simply divide the 70% of our efficiency with the power we have calculated. Power is nothing but it is rho g h into discharge. So discharge it has given here, that is 920 liters per minute, and we have calculated the power, that is rho g h, and our rho value means density value is 1000. So we have put all these values and we have got the SHP, that is 2787 kg minute per second. And if we convert it into kilowatt, then it is nothing but you should multiply it by 9.81 and divide it by 1000. Then after you can get 27.34 kilowatt. Now friends, we can calculate the BHP, means brake horsepower. So BHP is nothing but it is SHP divided by the efficiency. So here you can see that drive efficiency is 100%. So you have to divide it by 1 and you will get BHP is equal to SHP. Now friends, we have to calculate the IHP, means indicated horsepower, and IHP is nothing but it is the BHP divided by the motor efficiency. Motor efficiency is 84%. So you can simply divide the 0.84. Sorry, here I have done little bit mistake here, that I have divided it by 0.8. But we have to divide it by 0.84, and after that we will get the IHP, that is 34.17 kilowatt. And after this we have to calculate the total consumption of electricity. That is nothing but here you can see that 25,500 hours per year we are consuming. Means it is operated for 2,500 hours in 1 year. So we have to calculate our annual consumption in terms of kilowatt per hour. So we should multiply the power into number of hours. So we will get the 85425 units. So this is our final conclusion. Now you see the next. Here is also looking little bit lengthy, but generally it is also very easy. If you keep sufficient patience and if you try to analyze each and everything here, then you can easily solve this question. So you can see here, the centrifugal pump has work against a static and delivery head of 5 meter and 10 meter. Means static suction and delivery suction heads are 5 meter and 10 meter. And the discharge is 25 liters per second, and the length of suction and delivery pipes are 10 meter and 50 meter. After this, it is saying that the corresponding diameters are 125 mm and 100 mm, and it is fitted with 90 degree long radius elbow, and the friction factor is given, that is 0.28, and the coefficient K for 90 degree elbow is 1.5, and it is asking about the calculate the HP of the pump, which has the efficiency of 45%. Friends, this has been asked in 1998. So you try to analyze each and everything, and whatever the data are given in the question, so you write each and every data, and then after you will try to solve the question. So we will calculate the suction head first. Suction head is nothing but it is velocity V square by 2g, means velocity at the suction head. Friends, here you can see that the discharge is given, that is 25 liters per second, and the suction pipe diameter is also given, that is 125 mm. So you will calculate the area and you will calculate the suction head velocity, that is discharge by area pi by 4 d square, that is 2.03 meter per second is our suction velocity, and the head loss due to suction is equal to V square by 2g. So you simply put the values of V square by 2g and you will get the suction head, that is 0.21. Now friends, you can see that head loss due to friction. I think all of you have studied in the previous slide that head loss due to friction is nothing but 4FL V square by 2ZD. So 4FL F value is given here, that is F value is 0.028 and length is given also and diameter is also given. So you put each and every values and you will simply get your solution, that is 0.47 meter is our suction head, is our head loss due to friction. Now you can see that at the discharge point, means what is the velocity at the discharge point and what are the losses due to discharge point. So you will calculate the discharge velocity, that is discharge velocity, that is total discharge by discharge pipe area. Means area of discharge pipe is nothing but, you can see here the diameter of discharge pipe is given here, that is 100 mm. So you convert it into meter and you can calculate the velocity of discharge, that is Q by A AD is equal to 3.18 meter per second. Now friends, you can see that head loss, frictional head loss due to discharge is nothing but 4FL VD square. Friends, it is very important that the first one frictional head loss due to suction and the second one is frictional head loss due to discharge. So we have considered the length of discharge pipe and the length of suction pipe. For suction, we have considered the length of suction pipe, diameter of suction pipe and velocity of suction pipe. And for discharge, we have considered the length of discharge pipe, diameter of discharge pipe and the velocity at the discharge end. So these both are different terms and we have to consider each and every term. Now here you can see in the question it has given that 90-degree long radius elbow coefficient is equal to 1.5. So you will calculate, I think all of you have studied in the groundwater hydrology topic that head due to elbow loss is K into VD square by 2G. If you have not studied, then you can simply remember this. It is just like it is an exact formula, so you should remember this. You don't have to understand anything in this. And the head loss due to velocity is nothing but VD square by 2Z. So you will calculate each and every head losses and you will add all the head losses. Then after you can get the final head loss. In the question it is saying calculate the horsepower of pump if overall efficiency is 45%. So here we have calculated all the different types of head losses. You add all these head losses and along with these head losses you can add this suction head and delivery head. Both the heads 5 meter plus 10 meter. Means here you can see that all the heads I have added, I have got a total head that is 25.195 meter is our total head. Friends, now it is asking about the horsepower. I think in the previous question we have done the horsepower, we have calculated the horsepower. So in this question I am not going to calculate the horsepower, but I will tell you, people should calculate the horsepower. And all of you know that horsepower is nothing but, means power is nothing but pressure into discharge. Here we have calculated the head, so we can calculate the pressure by pressure is equal to rho G into H. H value we have got, rho value is 1000 and G value is 9.81 and you multiply it with the discharge. Here in the question the discharge is given 25 liters per second. So you multiply with the discharge and divide it by 746 and also divide it by 45%, 0.45. Then you will get your answer, your HP horsepower. Now friends, see the next question asked in 2010. Here in this question they have given you the two different types of pipes, one X and Y, and the length of both pipes are equal and the diameter of X is 0.2, diameter of Y is 0.3. And also friends, it is saying to calculate the ratio of flow in pipes X and pipe Y, means the discharge ratio we have to calculate. And also it is a case of parallel combination. Friends, whenever parallel combination, then the head is constant, and whenever series combination, then the discharge is constant. This is the simple concept of series and parallel. I think all of you have studied in your intermediate regarding this series and parallel, that in series the current is constant and in parallel the potential difference is constant. Here also in parallel head is constant, in series the discharge is constant. So you simply use the relationship head is equal to 4FL V square by 2ZD. And here all terms are equal, means friction factor are equal for both pipes, length are equal, means everything is equal, only the difference is velocity and the diameter. So you can take the ratio of velocity and the diameter, means V1 square by V2 square is equal to D1 by D2. You can calculate the V1 by V2, that is 0.8167. Now friends, you have to calculate the discharge Q1 by Q2 ratio. You have to calculate. So Q is nothing but A1 into V1 divided by A2 into V2. And here the diameters are given. For X it is 0.2 meter, for Y it is 0.3 meter. So you calculate the area. Area is nothing but pi by 4 d square. So pi by 4 are cancel out. So d square d1 square by d2 square. So d1 square 0.2 ka power whole square is equal to 0.04 and d2 0.09. So you can calculate and get the answer, that is 0.36. Now friends, you see the next question. It is also very easy. Here the parallel pipes P and Q are identical diameters and length are connected to the reservoirs. Parallel pipes means the head are constant. Pressure head is constant. So H is constant. And if the friction factor for P is 4 times that of Q, then discharge. So simply you can use H is equal to 4 FLV square by 2 ZD. Here I have used FLV square by 2 GD, means 4 FLV square or FLV square. I think all of you now clear with that, because I have told you that when Darcy coefficient factor, then you have to use FLV square, and when Fanning's friction factor is given, then we have to use 4 FLV square. So the head is constant, so head is cancel out, and you can write the velocity in terms of discharge. Here you can see that velocity is equal to discharge by area, means Q is equal to A into V. So V is equal to Q by A. So you can write the velocity in terms of area. So you can write it as FLQ square by 2GD into A square. Now friends, everything is same. We have only the difference is friction factor for both P and Q. P friction factor is 4 times of Q. So you take the ratio of both. Q1 by Q2 is equal to root under F2 by F1. So 1 by 4 root under 0.5. So you can get the answer, that is 0.5, means the answer, that is B option. Now friends, you see the next question. Friends, here this question is also very easy if you understand this. So we will read it. Here the constant discharge diameter is given 0.2 meter and static head is 13 meter and minor head loss is 1 meter, friction head loss 2 meter, and same discharge is allowed to flow through the 0.1 meter diameter pipe with an increase of minor 2 meter minor loss and constant friction factor. The power requirement of pump it is asking. So friends, the first thing you can see here, that we have to, it has changed, the diameter is changed. So we have to calculate what is the relationship with the frictional head loss with the diameter. In first case the diameter is 0.2 meter and in second case it is 0.1 meter. So head loss is equal to 4 FLV square by 2 ZD, and if you write the V in terms of discharge and area, then you can write Q by A. So A you can write area pi by 4 D square. So already it is D square. So you again square it, means D to the power 4, and you multiply it by D. So D to the power 5. So HF is directly inversely proportional to D to the power 5. And friends, very important thing, question arises in our mind, that why we have to convert it into Q by A form. Why not we are simply writing it by V square form? Because here you can read the question, if the same discharge, means the question has said that the discharge is same, not the velocity is same. That is the logic. ये सिंपल सा लॉजिक है, इंपॉर्टेंट लॉजिक है. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ये सोच सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे why not we are writing 4 FLV square by 2 GD we have written, so why not we are writing H is inversely proportional to D? Why we have to convert it into Q square by A square form, and then after we are going to H is inversely proportional to D to the power 5? Why we are going to this form? Why not we are considering it in the first form? The one and only answer is that discharge is constant here. Discharge is same. If it will say that the velocity is same, then we can simply write it in terms of D only. But here in this question the discharge is same, so we have to convert it in terms of D to the power 5. Now friends, you can put the first case the frictional head loss is 2 meter, and in second case we will calculate it, that is 64 meter. You can clearly see here the relationships. And now initial head is 13 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 15, and final head is 13 plus 2 plus 64, that is 79. So in the question it is asking what is the relationship, means what is the power requirement, means how many times of initial power. So you can clearly see here the mathematical calculation only we have to do. So P2 is equal to 5 times of P1. This is very easy and you can easily solve. Now friends, you can see the next question. Friends, here this question is based upon the Manning's formula. But you will see this question. It is very easy. So friends, subscribe our channel and share it to all the serious GATE aspirants. And friends, our motto of making videos on fluid mechanics is that you have to be very concise with the syllabus and you have to study the optimum amount, because you can't study so much in fluid mechanics. You can't going to cover the mechanical or civil engineering branch syllabus, because fluid mechanics is common to them also, and most of the books whatever we are reading are written by taking the views of fluid by taking the views of mechanical and civil engineers also. So I will try to give you the most concise and most perfect way, and you don't have to study less so that you can't solve the question. So you have to study the optimum fluid mechanics, and for that you can follow our video lectures and share to all the serious GATE aspirants. So thank you once again.